Órale, Cholo Chuck, los tres chingones boxing. Shout outs to all the chingones y chingonas out here trucking it up. All right, man. Look, we'll go ahead and get into everything that went down on the Friday show. But I want to go ahead and touch on this. And in the undercard of Plant Resendiz, yes, you had Jamal Charlo's big comeback, and we'll get to that on Friday. But you had this one dude, man, that really impressed the heck out of me. Yoenli Hernandez. Cubano. Shout outs to all the Cubans out there. Yoenli Hernandez. Hey, by the way, man, what's up with all these names, dog, that the Cubans got to have? Yoenli and Yoriokis and Lemonelli and... Damn, can't you just name the Vato Carlos? Anyway, Yoenli Hernandez, 160-pounder, went in there against Kyron Davis in a 10-round fight. Right now, Yoenli, this was his 7th or 8th fight. I forgot. All his fights before this ended by stoppages. This is the first time I've ever seen or heard of this dude, man. All right? Shout outs to the Cubans out there. Here's the thing. That Cuban style of fighting has put so many people just to sleep. I'm not talking about by knockouts in the ring. I'm talking about how boring it's been. Extremely boring. Oh, not this guy. Not this dude. Yoenli Hernandez, this dude is about that action. This guy brings it. This guy moves forward. This guy brings the power shots. This guy was fun to watch. I know when people hear Cuban, immediately they get turned off like, oh gosh. Here we go. Another guy that's just going to be dancing around the ring, trying to pop a jab or two here and there. No, not this dude. Oh, heck no. This dude went in there against Kyron Davis. And look, I don't want to exaggerate on Davis, right? And say like, hey, he's a really good fighter. No, but for a guy in Yoenli Hernandez who doesn't even have 10 fights yet, a guy who does not even have 10 fights, to step in there with a guy like Kyron Davis, that's a big step up. I'm not exaggerating that Davis is some, great fighter, but a guy that doesn't even have 10 fights yet, professional fights, that's a pretty big step up. Now, since he's Cuban, I'm sure this guy has got some amazing amateur background. I don't know. I never looked into it. Maybe one of you guys could let me know in the comment section. But just the fact that he's Cuban, and what is he, 27 years old? He's already kind of late in the professional rankings to only have 7 or 8 fights. So I'm assuming this dude's got a lot of amateur background here. But nonetheless, less than 10 professional fights, you're in there against a guy like Davis. That's a pretty good step up right there. And he dominated. I don't know, he won almost every round. Maybe I give Davis 2 rounds out of the 10. At the most. This dude looked good, man. I like this guy. I was really impressed with him. 160-pounder. Maybe one day he goes up to 168. But here's the thing, though. From what I've seen of this dude, by the way, 160 pounds is like dead, man, right? I wanted that truck to pass by. 160 pounds is dead, right? Middleweight's dead. This dude can take it over. This Vato can go in there and take this sucker over, man. Like I said, this is the first time I've seen him. So I don't want to exaggerate, but he looks like the real deal. The pressure he brings, Davis couldn't hurt him. This dude's got a chin on him. And you could just hear the thud on this dude's shots, man. The power. Do not mistake this guy with all the other Cubans that just like to dance around the ring, man, and win on points. No, this guy brings it. And I want them to televise his next fight. So I think this was his 7th or 8th fight, but this was the first fight that went the distance. This is the first time I ever seen him fight. He made a fan out of me. I want to see his next fights. And look, honestly, I don't think we need to babysit this dude. If he did what he did to Kyron Davis, I don't think you need to wait too much to get him in there with the top dogs at 160. Yeah, maybe give him 1 or 2 more fights, especially this year. Don't let this be the last time he fights this year. Get him in there at the very least, very, very, very least 1 more time. But I would say throw him in there 2 more times. And next year, let's go. If he performs the way he did this past Saturday, if he performs the rest of the year in 1 or 2 more fights, hey, honestly, man, you don't need to wait with him. We do not need to wait with him. Step him up. Let's go. Title shots. What's your guys' thoughts, man, on Hernandez, the Cuban? Dog, I was really impressed with this guy, man. Fun dude to watch. And I'll keep an eye out for him. Cholo Choco, los tres chingones boxing. Shout out to the chingones y chingonas. Catch you guys all next round.